truth uncensored. My whole network viral. 12 and a half get you a quarterback. I got them shits flying like spirals. I like my truth uncensored. My whole network.
Kodak Black situation. This was kind of surprising to me because when I heard, I'm like, this dude's done. We found out a few days ago that Kodak Black, was pretty much arrested. Now, a news story just came out, via the blast, pretty much saying that Kodak Black was indicted by the grand jury for trying to illegally purchase firearms, and he's facing 10 years in prison. Now, Kodak Black was hit with a 2-count indictment after a grand jury found he made false statements to try to purchase firearms. Now, according to the court documents obtained by the blast, Kodak Black, is charged with making a false statement in the acquisition and attempted acquisition of a firearm. Now, it goes on to say that Kodak pretty much lied about saying that he wasn't facing any serious criminal charges when he went to purchase the gun. And he also lied about him not being a felon when he went in to buy the gun. So he wasn't supposed to do that. So as a result of that, he's facing 10 years now. It was also a story that came out the other day that said Kodak Black was pretty much being made aware that the authorities were actually watching him. And by authorities, I mean the U.S. Bureau of Alcohol and Tobacco, the FBI, U.S. Marshals were pretty much watching him and had an extensive investigation, as they say. So which means that you asked me when this happened. It could have happened 2, 3, 4 months ago. But since his activities were under scrutiny, they were looking for anything they could get to bring Kodak Black down. Now, tie that up with the case, the sexual assault case that's still pending for him. Mm-hmm. Tied it up with him going to trying to enter Canada with loaded weapons. Tied up with this, it appears at least from the outset that Kodak Black may be facing some real serious prison time. Not maybe, but is facing some real serious prison time with this breaking story right here. Sam, man, what do you think about? I know that's a mouthful, but Kodak Black. These new this new story about him as well as the other stuff that he's facing.
You said it was a mouthful, but all you did was report on Kodak Black, and it was crazy because when I seen him get hemmed up at Rolling Loud, I was like, damn, are they just messing with him? Why they didn't just keep him at the Canadian border? Why didn't they keep him when they arrested him before going here or there? Why did they keep messing with him? And then you find out, no, they're not messing with him. It happened to be something else that Kodak Black did. And we've defended him on here. We've gotten on him on here. But all in all, I think the general premise is we want him to do better. We want him to succeed like we do everybody that we talk about on this platform. Right. But it comes a point, and you said it prior to us even finding this out, that brother's probably looking at a dime with all the shit he got going on, and then lo and behold, facing 10 years.
Yeah.
And I mean, you look at the feds, this is what, now twice or 3 times that they came on him.
Yeah.
They're going to get him. We already know. We see what's going on with other rappers dealing with feds and their cases and things like that. They're going to get their guy. They're going to get what they want. So it doesn't look good for Kodak. You were asking and begging the question, is his career done? I hope not. Not that I'm a fan of his music per se, but I do appreciate and want to see the kid evolve with his music because I think he's one of those that could evolve. But man, he
has some good music out there, man. I'm not going to sit up here and say that he doesn't. But I'm just making all the wrong moves now. There's also another article, pretty much Kodak Black's lawyer pretty much was mad that the picture was released. Everybody's seen that picture also right there on the screen with him sitting tied up in the police precinct, smiling with his hands behind his back right there with the blue shirt, on. So I don't know, man. It's sad, to see that because like you said, there's a lot of talent there. But I'll say in the last year, we probably did maybe 5 or 6 times, talked about him being arrested first and then coming back and other things happening. So I think it's going to affect his career. Obviously, we got to wait, the pending outcomes of the cases that he has to go through. But sexual assault, feds, guns, drugs, not looking good for Kodak Black. It is immediate future at all.
And the crazy thing is I was looking forward on this Monday because on Friday evening, I'm reading things about him donating to various charities and doing things for kids and buying them school books and trying to pay for funerals of that the kid that risked his life for that mass shooter and out here really trying to do better with his dollar. And I'd rather have talked about these things and then he gets locked up. And I mean, and we talk about this all the time with these rappers and protecting themselves and guns, something that we completely understand because they're targets. There's no doubt about it. They're targets. Kodak Black is a target. There's no way around it. He's very polarized and he's popular, but he has a lot of enemies.
How silly is this? Not to cut you
Nah,
off,
you're
though.
good.
This latest one, him going in there lying about pretty much, allegedly lying about trying to purchase some firearms.
It's terrible.
It's crazy.
When you got people that could do that for you. And that's what I was getting along. That's what I was getting at. It's
Right.
when you have all the success you do, and even though you're young in age, you've dealt with a lot of shit to learn a lot of things. And you got to know you cannot lie in there trying to grab a gun when you got 10, 15 people. What are they walking the fuck around for in your circle if they can't go do that for you? You can't do that. And it was only a matter of time before they got you on it. And that might be the one. Put the final nail in the coffin for a little while. And it's unfortunate.
Yeah, and it's I get it though, because here's the thing. Here's the I will say the elephant in the room. You got guys that a lot of time you say that, but a lot of the guys are probably most of them felons. Kodak was a felon. A lot of these guys, I would say probably 50-50. The rappers coming in to the game already have some type of felony coming in, so it's kind of hard for them to get legal pistols. Yeah, you can get people around you, but maybe they might not have the money for that. Not saying Kodak Black does, but you got it like you said, they're a target, but they got felony. So what do? Not have the weapons and get laid down, or have the weapons, and be able to shoot back or whatever, But if you get caught by the police, FBI, now you gotta, do your time because you try to protect yourself. You know what I mean? So I think that it's a deeper issue here as far as like maybe it needs to be loosened up as far as what the felonies. Maybe it should, not every felony, but maybe like violent felonies. Maybe you can't have a gun or something like that. But people who have just regular stuff should be allowed to have guns. If it's drugs, that had nothing to do with guns, in my opinion. You should still be able to, have a gun to protect yourself, especially if you're a rapper or anything like that. But the mentality is these dudes don't care whether they got felonies or not. They're going to carry the pistol to protect themselves. That's just what it is.
That dives into a deeper issue because people know that. And people know that, you get a drug felony charge or this or that. You do time on a felony charge and you're not allowed to carry for a while, a certain amount of time. That automatically puts somebody in a situation. And they also know how easy and dispensable guns are to grab on the street. They know they can get them in a matter of seconds. So they know automatically that's just like putting the smell of weed in your car and giving me reason to search it. Like, I know you're going to do it. I'm just going to wait for you to do it. Right. And like you said, it needs to be some kind of reform in place to give opportunity for people, non-violent offenders, felony offenders to be able to carry as their law allows them to. But it's not going to happen.
No,
because you look at the majority of people getting locked up for gun charges, you look at the color of their skin, it doesn't make sense for them to go ahead and make that law good. And then you, like I said, the rappers in general, Atlanta, Miami, where these gun laws are so easy, in Texas, where they're so easily grabbed, why would they go ahead and make a law like that and help?
Right.
It makes sense, but I don't see it happening.
I'm saying like this, man, if you got the budget for the security and you're a felon, get that.
Period.
You know what I mean? It just is what it is. That got to be a part, of your income and whatnot that goes to that, because even though like people say, you get dead rappers get better promotion, you can make way more, alive than you would dead over the next 20 years. I don't care.
That's a fact.
Yeah. You'll be hot for a little while after you die, but it ain't gonna last forever.
Nah, you look at Nipsey and the Marathon store made $10 million for since his death.
That's what he's worth, right?
Yeah, came in at a massive amount of money. But you ask Nipsey in the next 10, 20 years, you can't tell me that he wasn't going to be sitting in hundreds of millions and sitting there with one of these big investors, a chameleonaire type dude when it comes to investments and things like that. You couldn't tell me his 10-year plan wasn't crazy. So that 10 million, although it's crazy and it's quick, it might not be there because unfortunately, even Nipsey's going to be forgotten about by the majority of people that really are just riding waves and surfing it anyway. And those sales will go down and the store will continue and be successful. I know that the real people will continue to support the movement and ride, even though it might not be popular or trending on IG or whatever. But the longevity and being alive obviously trumps somebody dying in that quick fix any day.
Yeah, that is what it is. So yeah, man, shout out to all them individuals, man, and hopefully everybody can just learn something from this. That's all we act by watching the podcast. But you're tuned in to the Uncensored Truth podcast with your brother Oh God and Sam Man over there from Viral Hip Hop News. We going in today. We want to ask everybody that's listening to this on YouTube, if you see us on the screen right now, go ahead and hit the like button and make sure that you share this video. Before we right now actually. But anyway, I'm going to talk about this next story. My man Black Youngster was lawyer, went on Instagram in front of the world and let everybody know. I'm going to read this for everybody. It says, all of your charges in Charlotte have been dismissed. It's time to celebrate a victory.